Hello. Yes. And Snuggle. Thank you. Hi. It's a keyboard.
Look so happy.
She's a pain in the ass. She wants a lot of attention all the time, so it's really cute. But do not.
Alright, I like this song for recaps. Mesh, would you like to do the recap this week, man?
Yeah, alright. Previously, our adventurers were in a flying cephalopod ship, part of their quest for Torterra. The ranger, who was captive in here. They fought off some little squidlings, squid type things, and managed to chain one of the big what's the term for it? Do we get a term for it? The monster we changed from the wall?
No.
No.
So we change up the monster that we were having trouble finishing off, and another squid type creature came down the stairs and started conversing mentally with us through psychic means. It turned out they were friends of Torterra who escaped with him from their captors. They flew this ship, and crashed here. We ended up forging a temporary alliance with this creature. What's the name again? D something. Redovex, that's it. Redovex. And Redovex is currently fixing the engine / life support system. And the party has currently moved up to the top floor, facing off with probably the big bad of the ship, who just turned invisible or disappeared from our sight as everybody was climbing the stairs.
What would you like to do?
We all witnessed this disappearing. We're all in this room, right? So,
according to what this is, only the first 3 people that walked up the stairs could have seen anything. And Cal, you would be... The way I view this is... The way I'd view this is Torterra was leading the charge, and Breker both fanned out at the top of the stairs, so they're on the main floor, and you and Mesh are kind of behind them on the stairs. And then behind them, near the bottom of the stairs, you have Goldy and Vanvalor kind of squished inside of the staircase, and then at the base of the stairs, down on the bottom floor, is Devii, waiting at the foot of the stairs.
So I'm at the top of the stairs. I can see, right? It's on that third. Oh, I could say. I think
you're on the stairs looking at Breker and Torterra's butt, so no.
Oh, the position on short.
You guys were very, very clear that you did not want to go into the room.
Torterra, man.
So I'm saying that you're not in the room and you didn't see it because only those 2 were very particular about saying they would be going into the room.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, it's up to them to let us know then, I guess.
But I was clear that all of you would be able to hear in your minds.
We're mentally, because we're hearing it mentally, right? So we all heard.
Yes, we don't know if
the only exception would be when Breker is talking. There was a couple times when I responded just to him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So do we know he went invisible or disappeared?
No.
No.
Didn't make a
okay, so
sound.
they-
Us, from me downwards, no, we don't know. We didn't see.
Correct. Only Breker and Torterra have this information currently.
Breker will kind of like step in front of Torterra and be like, Torterra, get back downstairs. Get back down to safety. Everyone else, he just disappeared. I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean he disappeared?
He was in the throne, the control throne, or some pressing those weird crystal orbs.
Do you want me
He was
to
there
give you a
1 second,
refresher?
not the next.
Do you want me to give you a refresher as to what you were looking at in that room, Breker?
I was kind of just describing it as someone who doesn't understand technology would try to.
Fair. Okay. Because I can give you a refresher if you want one, anyways. That's just open.
Is there an exit from that room? Could he have snuck out?
Do you think it was invisibility or something else?
Do you want me to give you the room description again, Breker, from what you can see? Just for context.
Maybe I can just like someone stand in front of the door, the rest of you guys get in here and just kind of get everyone into the room so we can get everyone that description.
So you want everyone to come upstairs?
Except Torterra, who is just going to go hide in a corner someplace.
Okay. It's fine.
He's gonna retract into his shell.
God damn it, that's so loud. I hate that one. I'm just gonna rename that one as like BAM! There. I named it BAM Electronic Dark Ambient. Okay. So, Breker, can you be specific as to what you were trying to do again? One more time.
I am moving forward, hammer out now at this chair. And I'm kind of going to do one of those things where I like sweep my hand through it to see if there's anything invisible there. And I'd kind of start trying to talk to your Vorin. Where are you? We are here to help one way or another.
Oh,
It's merely a precaution.
Your friend Dredovex is repairing the ship. He says that you might know if there's other things that we can do to help repair the ship. We would like to help repair the life support systems.
Breker, what are you thinking about?
There's a certain air of panic to Breker's thoughts. We don't like invisible things. We've seen these things in the past. I'll be thinking like, I know Dispel Magic won't show him. And I'd kind of be looking around the room just thinking, where is he? In terms of the side crystal, I'm thinking like, is there a way we can fix the life support systems but not fix the propulsion systems?
Okay. Interesting. So, I would like to know which of you guys would like to listen and act on Breker's instructions.
I will do so.
I will.
I'm getting a little bit of garbled speech on my end. Can I just get a yes or a no instead of I would or I wouldn't? Because it's kind of the same vowel sounds.
Yes.
Okay, so we got 2 yeses.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, cool. I'm going to bring you guys up to the other map. This is not really going to be something that you guys will have to worry about per se, and I will leave the token where it was. I'm going to move it away from the chair so you guys can see what the chair is, but the character is...
No for me. No.
Yeah, I got you, Cari. I'm going to give this guy an icon that will pretty much just show you guys that they're not there. But the token will be there. So, I don't know why my buttons are not working. I think I can't see them in dark mode is why it's like this. Yeah, they haven't given a scroll on all the menus yet. Dark mode. All right. Cal, did you say you wanted to go into the room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can
I'm going to give you guys a refresher just because this is something I think as listeners might be valuable. Suspended in the ceiling of this high domed chamber is a complex lattice of bioluminescent jellyfish that are using glowing tips of tendrils to form constellations on the ceiling. In a high-backed chair near the center with shorter armrests capped with what look to be these sparkly blue orbs made out of crystal tilt up towards the same display. And there seems to be a panel on the starboard wall that lies open to expose a pulsing single tendril of flesh that seems to be embedded with crystal shards. So think of this as like there's one big giant jellyfish tendril that's kind of pulsing. Like, I guess it would be, the best way of saying it would be like if it was like an artery. And at the end of it seems to be some like square shards of crystal that are all interconnected at the tip of it. There's like 3 of them. And the chair is now empty as you guys arrive in the room. On the opposite wall to where the you arrive from the stairs, there is a shutter similar to the aperture doors that you've been familiar with that look to be made out of some kind of organic shell material mixed with armor. And then behind you, as some of you wheel around, you can see there seems to be a more fleshy looking door behind where Vanvalor is standing. 2 spaces. Or rather, 1 space. So there's a door here and here. I'll mark them in red so you guys can see them with some small hash marks. And by door, I mean just what you're familiar with. This thing has been indicated that has doors. And until Fish arrives, we will leave it as such for the time being.
Oh.
Then you hear a response in your minds. It would
Is that no noise?
calm me if you would move slowly.
Okay. Okay, you got it, big guy. I can't see you very well though.
Bring out a torch.
Yeah, where's my torch gone? How do I get it back? It's in the
Probably on
menu,
the
right?
It's probably on the other floor.
Oh, can I just get a new one? Can I just grab a new one here? No?
Oh.
Oh wait, this one, yeah. Thank you. Who did that? It's yeah. A mysterious torch arrived! Alright, awesome. I have a torch now. Okay, so where is... I can't... Actually, where is his token? Or is it just that he's in the chair? Is that what it means?
That's where he was. He is.
Oh, he was there. Oh, sorry, we don't know where he was. Okay. Sorry, I didn't... it's the first time I've seen this room. Okay, so... Okay, got it. So we don't know where he is.
This
Am I get
vessel's systems are interconnected.
Do you know how it operates? We're seeking to restore the life support system. Your friend or your traveling companion, Dredovex, told us that your lives were dependent on that.
What is your intent?
We just want to help you out, mate. Honestly.
And at this point, I need everyone to go one by one and tell me what you were thinking. I'm going to start with Goldy.
I'm thinking I do not wish to fight. I want things to be resolved peacefully.
Vanvalor. Surface stuff is fine.
I was thinking, are we really gonna make another friend again?
And Chalcedony.
I hope it doesn't come to this, but I will fight this guy if I need to.
And are you lying when you say you just want to help him out?
No, Cal actually wants to help him out. He doesn't want to fight. It's like he's saying he doesn't want to. He doesn't want it to come to that.
Mm-hmm.
But if he needs, he will do what he needs to do. So Cal has no knowledge of who this person is. Cal hasn't even set eyes on him actually because he's just come upstairs now, right? So
Yeah,
he doesn't even know who we're talking to really. But he just heard the voice.
Breker.
Breker's trying to figure out how this thing is still communicating with them. Kind of reminds him of talking to Mesh in the past. So this thing is powerful if it's able to communicate to the entire party all at once, and alarming because it also is seemingly invisible without and then I remember from last time it didn't cast a spell or didn't disappear. So Breker's kind of assessing the situation and just kind of like, where is this thing?
Yep.
What about Mesh?
Does not to say. I will say this. Sorry. I will say this, Mesh. I'm presuming a lot from your character here, so feel free to correct me, okay? But from what I have ruled in you trying to get into his mind and getting shut out, it is a reverse engineered thing that is almost a fight or flight symptom for doppelganger. When that doesn't work, your ability is now going in overdrive for protective, like research or protection, kind of like you're putting up mental barriers that people don't even have processes for. In order to shut this guy out, it's taking all of your mental faculties to dedicate to that rather than to try to penetrate. And you would even say that I'll give you a free kind of insight into this because this is who you are. If these guardrails go down, it would be the effective thing, as this thing could peer into the deepest, darkest places of your mind, and then you would also be able to do the same with them. But you're not sure what the ramifications might be, because it's kind of like two things imploding next to each other. You're not sure what's going to happen after that. Like, it's not so much that the information might be worth the trade, but you don't know if there's going to be more fallout, if you will.
So, did I hear him conversing, though, if I'm blocking my mouth?
So, yes, that because the thoughts and the telepathy are different. They're separate features,
separate
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because the telepathy is something that you don't have the capabilities to do yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put it that way, because there's definitely ways that you can get it later on in the game with feats and spells and stuff like that. So,
all right. If I do a quick ping around the room, I can't isolate his location, can I?
That's correct. It's like it's filling the space. The psionics of his telepathy are making your brain go wild. He'll speak again. Why have you come here today?
I just told you, mate. We're trying to help you. And your friends.
This is incongruent.
Initially, it was to help Torterra here figure out more about his past.
Which led us to your ship.
Goldy, you have the highest passive perception in the group, I believe. You can kind of almost feel that feeling of running your shoe. You're running like some thick wool socks on the carpet for like a little while when you're kids before you can build up some static. It's just kind of like there's some kind of staticky buildup just in the room, kind of coming from your body. You can kind of just feel that odd tickling feeling. Just very uncomfortable. I feel like if a powder keg type situation is kind of there in the conversation, but it's almost like physically manifesting here a bit. The tenseness.
Can I do a quick scan around the room for not him, but like objects, traps, panels that might open?
Yeah. Give me a perception check, but this is going to be with disadvantage, just because you can't see quite everything in the room with how crowded it is in here, and it's also very alien, so your mind is going to get distracted with odd things.
Yeah.
You said I can hear what this guy's saying?
Now that everyone's moving into the room, he has stopped communicating with people that are not in it. So good question, Cari.
14 on disadvantage.
So you're basically hearing one side of a phone call. You're hearing everyone that's upstairs, but not this guy.
I can hear them
You
from
can
here?
hear your friends because they're speaking. Cal wasn't clear if you're speaking mentally only or out loud, but if you're trying to speak so that everyone can hear you in the room and Voran can hear you, then you have to speak out loud. So if you'd like, you can kind of put a hand over your ear to signal that you would like just a private line, or otherwise I'm just going to treat it like you're speaking out loud, okay?
It's the direct line?
Yeah, you can get a direct line. This call is one way, thank you very much. Mesh.
14.
I'm going to say you don't really see much else in this room. besides what I've already described. The crystal balls, I'll say with a 14, you can kind of pick up. There seems to be something radiating from them, but you're not quite sure if it's like magic or light or like what nature of it is. But that and the crystals coming from the main orb, and then of course the constellations are just wildly different than anything you've experienced, and those are like some pretty big indicators. Welcome in, fish.
Fish.
Breker calls out to Fish and tells him to get back up here.
I missed it. What did he call out?
You've been sleeping. You need to come back to where we are.
Yeah, you went yourself.
Breker RP kicking you out of the room so that you wouldn't miss anything in character.
But we headed up the stairs and made contact with Vorin. He has been probing our minds, at least at the surface level, for our intents, our deepest desires, our secret desires.
Mm-hmm.
Or to say that your nerves had you go pace downstairs and do some pacing, then you can come back up if you'd like. Devi's still down there, though.
Yeah. Fish is such a pacer.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. He paces all the time.
How does he do that without legs? I wonder.
Fish finds a way.
Rob, can you pop Blackie to above my lair? Because it's annoying.
Oh, you want him to be... Here, I'll just push you down. How's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
So just as a recap, Fish, the creature that was in this room, Vorin, is now invisible, or has seemingly disappeared and is still communicating. Would you like to be in the room?
Yes, please.
Okay. John, there are 2 doors that are marked with red. There's one in the back, one in the front, but you can't see the one in the back until you climb all the way through the stairs. Mm-hmm. He's also stated that if you would move slowly, it would calm him.
Okay.
And then Cal said something like, I can't remember specifically. You said, like, we would just want to come here and help you. And then he said it was incongruous. Yeah, he said that was incongruous, which someone else corrected that it would be you were trying to find some answers from your past. And so that's where we're at currently.
Rob, may I ask, in character, do we know that he's probing our minds?
No.
Okay.
It's the same thing with Mesh, right? When he's doing stuff for surface level, practically, it's actually been preparing you guys for encountering this, which is an unintended effect, which is nice. But like, when he wants to just get surface information from you guys, he doesn't have to pay for it. There's no tax. If he does something, he's going to have to probably do more than that to probe your minds, and there'll probably be a save involved, and you'll potentially know that's taking place. But think of this like a scout mission. Something's going around the city and able to see some things that are there. That's what he's doing with your minds right now. If he wants to go into the city and investigate, then he's gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to make a save.
Torterra, do you want to ask any questions about your past? Now's the time, bud.
Oh, don't put that on me. So, I mean, there's so many things I want to know. What was Dunderhead like? Sorry.
Also, real quick, Fish, if you would like a direct line without the party hearing you speaking out loud and to Vorin, you can just cover one of your earmuffs or your pieces to signal that you don't want other people to hear, and it's just a direct line between you and the psionic.
Okay,
entity.
sure. I don't think I would feel any need to keep these questions from the others at this stage.
Okay. I'm just saying in general because that's something I already gave them as an instruction that you missed.
Yeah, sure. The place that I came from, Dunderhead, I don't remember anything about it. I just remember the name Dunderhead because It's a really fucking stupid name. But what was the town like?
Dunderhead Beach. Small village. Off in another place. Realm unconfirmed.
What about my parents? Who are they? What did they do? What were they like?
Memory insufficient.
Can you cure Torterra of his amnesia?
What is amnesia?
I can't remember a bloody thing about my past. What amnesia is.
Time
we do know-
does not bleed.
We do know that the memories are still there, though. Torterra has flashbacks and triggers that remind him. Can they be recovered?
Experiments required.
Oh, no.
That's not an
No.
option.
No. I've been there. That's not happening again.
What kind of experiments?
Remaining
What
calm
would you actually
is
do?
advised.
What was that?
Remaining calm is advised.
That's pretty easy for you to say. This is very calm for me, as opposed to what I've been through in the last few weeks.
Understood.
I'm remaining as calm as possible, but if there is any way that you can help to uncover this mystery of me, I mean, I'd do anything at this point.
Resources. Dying.
Dying.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Knowledge inaccessible.
Can these resources be saved?
Psi crystal needed. Dredavex can repair.
Where's Dread? Is he still with us?
Yeah,
Okay.
he has the crystal. The crystal. He has it. It's the crystal.
Dread.
Wait, we left him downstairs. He didn't want to come
he's
up.
working downstairs.
Can someone get him?
He said he really did not want to
you guys. I'll
see.
go get him.
He said he didn't
But in
want
the
to
meantime,
see.
ask him how you guys can help him. Because he had the same problems as you guys. He was also experimented on. We're trying to figure out how to help Burin. And I'll go get Drex while you're trying to figure out how to help him.
Dread
Devii will
didn't have
go.
any of the same amnesia issues, though, didn't he?
His is like he could
He did
remember certain things like you, but it was very selective. It just happened to be that it's kind of like you were half of the puzzle and he was the other half.
Yeah,
you guys
sure.
made the puzzle together.
Yeah, his memory started coming back. Remember?
Tell Torterra to try to make a memory connection as this time being operated upon with Vryn up there while I go get Drex.
Are you just yelling that?
Yeah, she's down the stairs.
I'm like way down here, so I'm yelling it up at you guys, and then I'm gonna go downstairs and get Drex.
Well, Dread is across the room from you, but Cari, you don't know how to open the doors without mental connection.
How do you open the door?
Can I just think from here?
I didn't.
Can't.
Open the door for it?
I mean,
never,
you can, but it won't open.
Wait. This might not work then, because I don't think she would have. She didn't go out the door.
What do you mean?
Didn't go out.
There's a staircase that goes upstairs and downstairs. There's no doors with the staircase, Cari.
Yeah, she's still in the same zone as Dredovex. She didn't.
No, you
No,
left the room.
you came up the
No,
stairs.
I never said I did.
Dredovex
I
would
was
have
trying-
asked specifically to leave the room.
Oh, if we would have asked, then
That's
I would have.
That's what happened last week.
'Cause I went-
Everyone left to where the staircase room is, and he was left to work.
Because the stairs are here, right? Here's the room. Here.
Dredovex is in the room
The
to the
door's
right.
here, right?
No.
'Cause
Cari, look
I
on the
figured I
map.
was
It's right there.
I'm trying to remember what the map was. I never came up here.
Cari, you're on the map. The door is there. Dread is
I know,
in there.
somebody...
Here, look. Dread is right there. He's in that room.
He came upstairs with us?
You're on the middle floor. He never left. You guys were on the base floor. Then you went up to the second floor. Dredovex showed you into this room. And then into this room.
Okay, I don't remember that.
And
I
then
just
the
remember
other
being in
group
the
went up the
basement
stairs
with
to the
him,
next
sorry.
level. There's a third level.
Okay. Well,
Are you up to
yeah,
speed now?
in that,
Okay.
yeah. In that case, I was wondering why my token was here.
Because you're at the base of the stairs.
So I'm yelling that, and I'm like, I don't know how to open the door. Can you hear me, Dredovex? At all?
Wasn't it Mesh that opened the door last time?
No, we
I
can't hear
opened
you.
one of them.
Okay. I don't know how to open the door.
The hammer.
I'm gonna touch it.
It's kind of gross.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, is it because it's really gross?
It looks like a sphincter.
Well, this one that you're in is actually more open. This is more like the
Cow
shutter
time.
where you're at, Cari.
Oh, okay.
The one upstairs is more like a sphincter on that wall.
I'll go down and help.
Wait.
I'll slowly walk back since you said you wanted slowness. And just, I'm gonna go down and help her get in.
I'm gonna take you downstairs for a second, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna let the others do something if they want to do anything. Otherwise, we'll just leave this tense situation alone. Anything you guys want to do at the top of the stairs before he comes back?
Breker might try to. Breker's thinking, like, how can I get these guys to walk through their history and work together to fill in the gaps in both of their memories? So Breker would be like, Torterra or Vorin, can you walk through what you do remember? Maybe you two will trigger memories and recover something.
I mean, that'll be hard because it's not much. I've already said the name of the town. I remember hunting trips with my dad. I don't remember anything about my mum at all. I don't remember.
Maybe work the other direction. What do you remember about the experiments? How were you collected for the experiments?
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things I'm wondering at the moment. Like, how did I go from this small town in the middle of nowhere to this spaceship, getting all sorts of unimaginable things done to me? I don't know the answer to that.
Vorin, do you recognize Torterra? Do you remember when you first saw him?
My memory is including Torterra, but not extensive.
Anything you know is better than nothing.
Even the glimmers and flashes have triggered other memories in Dreadovix and Torterra.
Perhaps. Who you once knew is no longer here.
Okay.
Who I once knew. You mean my parents?
No.
I think he means himself. These experiments have changed his identity.
Unending thirst for knowledge is all that remains.
What about do you have the same issues that Dreadovix has? Like, he was kind of hungry for flesh.
No. There was a little while somewhere a little while ago, but that's past now.
Wait, what?
Oh, it was just a moment. Like, I was having a bad time of things, but that's done. Honestly.
How did you get over it?
It was when the curse was broken. Wait, did these guys know I had a curse on me?
We saw it's through the crystal, right? The whole.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the characters knew that.
We knew something was going on.
Velen rolled like
but we didn't...
a crit or some ridiculously high int, like check on you, and then used the spell on you right in front of everyone and said you were cursed. So that's up to you.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, so then they probably would know.
What? Okay. This craving of yours, did it feel endless like the others?
Like the others?
Like Dreadovix?
Yeah, he says he can't eat.
Did it feel like nothing could actually satisfy wherever this was?
Yeah. I mean, I never tried. I never acted on those urges. I came close once.
Good to hear.
But
so
yeah, never happened.
All three of you seem to have a kind of appetite for something that feels never-ending. That's more than a coincidence.
Yeah, it seems to be a result of these experiments. I don't even understand really who was doing this, or for what purpose, other than to enslave you.
It's possible. Memories have been removed.
Artificially.
Organically.
Organically? It's like the ship's organic, right? I mean, it seems to be sort of alive. Sort of.
Sorry, how does one organically remove memories?
A knife.
Wouldn't that be surgically?
It seems your mind cannot process and data is insufficient.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry.
Actually, I think that joke might be correct. You were experimented on. Surgery. I don't mean trauma. Maybe you literally had something removed that contained memories? I'm very much like grasping at straws here. I do not understand this world, but could that be
Torterra,
possible?
would you like to return to the empty shell from which we ran? For information.
Yeah. Yeah. Bloody oath.
As he says yes, almost as he's thinking it before the words have finished forming, a incomprehensible thing. It's almost as if something just wasn't there, just kind of ripples out of time and space into reality as Vorin appears next to the door on the opposite wall above it, floating in the air.
Shit. Startled me.
Apologies.
It's cool, mate. It's cool. Glad
It is
to
but
find
safety
you, make your
precautions.
acquaintance.
You are all
Yeah.
threats unconfirmed.
No. We don't want to hurt you.
Intent
have no
and
hostile
action
intentions.
are different.
What did you say? Hostile actions are different.
Intent and action.
Oh, intent and action. Okay.
How can we prove to you that we mean you no harm?
What you mean and what happens may be incongruous, but caution is advised.
We really don't want to have any trouble, and we really would like to try to help you, but it's going to require your cooperation.
Trust. That's the word we're looking for.
This is very good for you guys. I would like one person. You can talk amongst you above the board to roll with advantage for a persuasion check. The difficulty class is 20.
Not there.
Wait, we want to see who has the best persuasion.
Difficult
The
class.
requirement would be that to have advantage on this check, you would have to have spoken in the last 10 to 20 minutes. Okay? So that is restricted to Chef, Cal, Torterra, and Goldy. Only these 4 people can make the check.
Oh damn! I got rid of that thing I had where you could persuade people.
I've got +1.
And
So
0
option.
for me.
I got +6.
Far out. Cow.
Cal, your ears.
Been doing the
And I
most of the
used to
talking
have
anyways.
this thing. I had this thing called I got rid of it because I hardly ever used it. This thing where you could
Yeah,
could use my
I know.
superiority die, but yeah.
You changed
But
it
I
out on
wasn't using
level
it,
up. Yeah.
I got rid of it.
Yeah.
Now I need it. Only a year later I get to use it. I've only used it like 2 times or something.
Isn't it always the
Roll
way?
with advantage, please, on a persuasion check. Difficulty 20.
Difficulty 20. Okay.
Please don't describe it like that.
Wish me luck. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Alright, next plan.
Oh wow.
What did you roll?
I'll take my inspiration.
If you have inspiration, it's allowed. If it's DM inspiration, you can use it on any roll.
I don't have
Cal, I'm
inspiration.
giving you my inspiration.
You give me yours?
So roll one more d20.
You've got a 30%
Persuasion.
chance of rolling a 14
Really?
or higher.
But do I still roll? Do I still roll with advantage?
No.
No, just regular.
You're getting a
Okay.
third roll, which is better than advantage.
Oh, let's go!
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
Chalcedony, would you like to inform the audience what you just rolled?
I rolled the 20, natural 20.
So that is a 26.
And it does. I got this cool. I got
Perfect.
this
Thank
cool
you,
die where it
Breker.
does this like little animation and sound.
That's
when
awesome.
You,
Very cool, Cal. Congratulations.
I feel like Breker
Thank you
gave
for the
you a
inspiration.
weakness.
I'm
And
going to
that
take
bolstered
10%
you.
of the credit for that.
Thank you, Breker. You can have 90%. That was awesome.
Just a very math.
It was all because she could see your butt. He could see your butt on the way up.
And that
Yeah, I
was
was showing the power of fear when I see his butt.
Okay.
The cheeks of luck have on your side.
He has a golden butt. You know that. He has a golden
Come
butt.
on, the
Heavenly
joke wasn't that bad, Cari. What the
Discord
hell?
died, babe.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out.
Voran walks towards Chalcedony instead of Torterra. And by walking, I mean slowly. You just see the ripples from the kind of robes moving as he floats from the top of the door towards the front of you and hovers above the floor.
Nice.
And you can see he has this, like, almost this thin layer of some kind of slime on his face and his tentacles and his hands and everything. And he gets uncomfortably close. Like, we're talking, like, within a basketball distance between the two of your guys' faces.
Yet strangely, Cal is very comfortable.
And the creature that you now know as Voran just stays there for a moment and just says, in your mind,
Speech is difficult. Psionics will be used. I believe there is an agreement that we can meet.
Sure thing.
What do you require? Songs of Summer.
Yo, you know our name.
Cleric get channel divinity? Because I was just looking, I was like, I don't have channel divinity.
Channel divinity.
That's what I was thinking I should have it, because I kind of wanted to try it, but
You have it. The second level ability. For the lack of this thing, I'm not really able to do this voice very well, so I apologize.
No, it's cool. Don't worry about it. Right.
well,
Good.
not channel divinity. What is it? Divine intervention. Divine intervention. That's what I meant.
11th level.
Even is happening.
I thought you could try it at any time, and you just had to
You have
roll.
to be past level 10.
Well, I will start practicing divine intervention now. Even though I can't do anything.
If you would like.
we may... Sorry. I'm gonna give you guys some context. Speaking and like holding my breath to do this like very methodical speech and then blowing out all of my air and then sucking in to do the third or fourth word is fucking wild. It's very weird to do because you like use all of your words and then you still have air left you just have to get rid of so that you can inhale while speaking. It's very, very hard to do.
This is referred to as a nautilus. According to the memory banks here,
as he swats a hand towards the crystals, which resemble screens,
the nautilus is dying.
Oh, dang. Okay.
This is still just a cow, right?
No, this is to all of you.
Ah, cool.
We may return. However, it is uncertain how helpful it will be for all of you.
Do you know what would be there in Dunderhead that could help the ship?
Dunderhead
Sorry, the
Beach.
place you're trying to go.
Coordinates lost.
Ah.
However, coordinates to the colony have been acquired.
Which colony?
Colony.
The Illithid colony has been destroyed after invasion.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at my own dumb words.
How do you spell Illithid? Illithid? Oh, I'm just gonna make it up.
Eyes.
Colony. Illithid colony. What the hell are they doing? There's a fucking intro going on. There's a fucking.
Sorry, I have to. No, I said, he said, well, we do have a divine scroll that we could ask them. And I was like, no, I just wanted to ask to turn them back. That's why I wanted divine intervention, because I wanted to turn them back. And I was like, maybe if we do a magical girl transformation ritual, we can summon our gods or do a fusion dance. So that's what we were laughing at.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Can I ask about the elephant? Can I ask Thorin about this elephant colony? Thorin, this elephant colony, were they your captors? The elephants? Is that who that was?
Affirmative.
I see.
And me and Dread too. They were captured by these elephants.
Correct.
And they were destroyed.
As far as the memory banks go back, the last entry was escape.
Thorin, do the elephant
one.
sorry, I just want to ask a question. Do the elephants have the technology to restore your previous form and your memories?
Unknown.
Torterra
kind of
just
look at Torterra.
he's just kind of gone up to the wall and just sat back, leaned against it. He's sitting on the floor now, just thinking, just internally.
Knowledge is necessary.
We have means to ask a divine being questions. What knowledge do you need? And we can potentially get it.
What is divinity?
We have divination scrolls.
May I observe them?
Yeah. Breker pulls out one.
What is
Hands
it?
it to him.
What are you looking at?
What was that, Rob?
What is he looking at?
The divination scrolls.
Is it like the spell divination? Or
Yes.
divination the school? Oh, okay. I need to see if he has a spell. No. He does. Okay. Alright. This is going to be a little gross, so apologies, Cari. But he is going to take the scroll and lift it towards his face where the eyes are and get very uncomfortably close to scan it from side to side, almost like a typewriter. And do it a little faster than probably is healthy. It's almost like someone takes up a book and starts going like this, and you're like, there's no way you can read that. And so instead, after a second, he spreads it out a bit from his face, and these long tentacles from the face area almost lather the front and back of the scroll with
Ew.
whatever is on it. And then
Ew.
as that happens, this substance that covers it, Voron just takes a finger and flicks 2 quick flicks with a finger in the air, and then his eyes and the mucus on the page glow silver before the silver substance almost seems to dissipate into the document. And as you can see something, the writing of the document that is on there lifts. Not the ink.
What?
The ink stays, but the silvery substance goes into the lettering. The lettering lifts off of the page and hovers above the page and then reorganizes into different symbols that you cannot recognize. And then Voron raises it past his tentacles that lower, and he begins to read the scroll.
The
Should I
fuck?
mark it off as consumed?
No. He cast Comprehend Languages on the scroll.
Ah. Did it have to involve the mucus though? I don't. Oh, that's not...
You can't understand a language without mucus. Jodie.
Everyone's mucus is the same mucus.
Very
Yes,
basic law of physics.
magic.
We were the Mucus Brothers.
I forgot to type the spell in to go read it.
I think I learned how to speak Italian without covering my textbooks in mucus. Come on, mate.
Clearly.
Do you speak Italian?
A little bit.
Ah, nice.
Or porco.
Ah,
Oh.
Uh,
poquito is like
yeah,
Spanish or
poquito I think is Spanish.
yeah. I was gonna
Or
say it's very similar, but
So ino, ino is a suffix used to denote like the superlative of lesser or little.
Oh, okay.
So, yep.
This scroll does not compute.
Hmm.
Voron, how I'm interpreting this scroll is we can potentially ask one of our divine beings how to help you best, and they might give us an answer. They can give us a direction.
Oh.
But there are archives that may not be destroyed at the colony.
Really, archives that can help?
And the deities or divinity in which you speak of are unconfirmed to be trustworthy.
He's saying he doesn't believe in Tyr or the Raven Queen.
Not
Your
necessarily.
level of trust and my own differ slightly at this time.
He needs faith.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're referring to faith.
Sidebar.
Right, yeah.
Vorin
Fine.
actually seems to be the most close to accepting Tyr of any being that he's actually talked to. No cap. He just said at this time. Everyone else is like, no, fuck this guy.
Fuck it.
That's true.
Interstellar beings worshiping deities on the material
I
plane.
just need to drop some more miracles on these fools.
All right. Anyway, just a sidebar that's personally amusing to me.
Yeah. Breker like perks up like,
Tyr starts growing tentacles next cycle.
Oh my god.
Not a bad augment.
Universally useful limbs. Yes. Thank you very much. Cari, I see
Lauren,
ideas.
I believe there's a chance that this scroll will be able to tell you definitively if the answers you seek are still there or not. From what we've heard about this attack, in all the experimenting done, I can imagine that whoever carried out the attack destroyed everything. In which case, the advice would be don't go back. Let us help you find a way to survive here.
Kind of just scans the room. Just very unnerving. Just having something that you don't understand scan and look at you. Clearly there's no threat, but it's just very scary.
It's been a while downstairs. Would we be done by now?
Yeah, you guys can come back up. I'll say Jodie will join you. Just for the sake of this. And Devii, would you like to come upstairs too? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just have told him that Torterra wants to speak with him.
He's apprehensive, but he'll float up the stairs with you. You guys will see Dredovic's return, and then everyone comes into the call, essentially, in the mind palace that's going on in his room. I cannot restrain your desire to cast this magic. If you wish to know for yourself, this is acceptable.
What magic?
I have a
Did I come
personal
in on?
and vested interest to return regardless. I believe my mind has been made up, as you say.
Could you tell us what
Is your
that is?
previous self still in there? Sorry, I wasn't able to speak to you earlier.
Hello.
Hi.
This is our leader, by the way.
That was muted, Cari.
Nice to meet you.
Understood.
Is your previous self still in there?
No manner of speaking.
Does it ever have conflicts with your current desires?
No.
So your past self desires and wishes are no longer. The desire to escape.
Devii, give me an insight check, actually.
Okay.
Because I'm going to try to... Yeah. Just... Something else is here. You're going to have to work for it.
Come on, come on, come on.
I am going to use my inspiration. It's kind of like a so-so roll. It's not horrible, but
Okay.
don't be worse. It's worse. 14.
Total?
Oh no!
Yeah, it was 15 before, and it's 14
Okay.
now.
So this is just going to be a degradation of information down till you're 14, if that makes sense. So essentially, when you ask him this question, Voran's, I think maybe for the first time, avoids your gaze. Kind of looks down slightly to ponder something. And then up at the constellations for a brief moment. And then meets your gaze again. And turned head slightly off center.
Just quickly, what was the name of that colony again? No, sorry.
Sorry. You just said that is uncertain. The name of the colony.
Yep, Tika or something. Yeah.
Is Ictithis.
Gotcha.
Ictithis?
Might write that down so I don't forget.
How are you spelling that? Well, don't worry. Ictithis. I made it up. I'm sure it's correct. Okay, ICTYTHUS is how I spell it.
Is he reading Devi's thoughts, by the way? No? Okay.
He's not reading Cal's thoughts, that's for sure.
I don't think anybody wants to read those.
Actually, I'll tell you, Cal's thinking, don't ask about the egg thing, don't ask about the egg thing, don't ask about the egg thing. He's trying not to think
What?
about...
We want to save him.
No, try not to think, because he keeps asking, he wants to know whether Torterra was born out of an egg, right? And it's like, you get to know... Because Torterra asked about his mum and dad, and the first thing Cal thought was, oh my god, was he born from an egg? So he's trying not to think about it, because he thinks he's not sure whether Torterra can read his thoughts or not.
Devii, in your insight check in that moment, you kind of can get a feel that the question in and of itself made sense to him, but there's some kind of uncertainty there. Even in answering, it's not like he's trying to, like, this is the first time that you can even get any tells from this guy. So you're not sure if he's uncertain and being truthful, being uncertain, if he's doubting himself by being uncertain in his answer, or if he's blatantly lying to you. Like, you have no idea in any of that realm of mindset, because again, it's an alien entity. You're speaking in minds to one another, and then he gave you some sort of visual tell for the first time. You're trying to identify this, and it's very difficult to do. But the uncertainty by mentioning here is the only thing you're going to have to work with as far as what he said. You're going to have to either take that at face value or just not believe him. Thank you, Chef.
I'm gonna look up at Dread and say, did you know the Ichthys colony was destroyed?
Well, I only really remember that it was being destroyed at that time. So, all of our information is unconfirmed. To what extent could be only what we observed. It could be completely wiped out.
You wiped out.
What exactly is a colony, by the way?
Who are you asking, Cari?
I'm
in general?
opening it to both, yeah.
Don't really remember much. And Warren will speak up. A colony is a collection of illithid kind.
And Thorin, was this colony like in like here, as in like the sort of material realm, or was it somewhere else?
We only have coordinates.
The colony illithid. What's an illithid?
We met
You.
in Zardarok's fort.
But I was told you are an elf and he was a gnome.
I think they got
So
transformed.
how are you this now?
Unconfirmed. Insufficient data.
Perhaps your transformation has messed with your memory. That note.
Can we inspect you a little more closely? See if we can identify anything that was done to you? We have a ship surgeon has some experience with at least beings from this world.
I can definitely try. I looked at Dreadivex and got nothing. I've never seen anything like their skin before.
And I can help as well.
Observation would be allowed. However, private inspection only.
It would just be, checking for your pulses and stuff. It wouldn't be anything too.
Physical contact is ill-advised.
Why so? I don't mean any harm by touching you.
It is uncertain about how the genetic impact may change. There are strong desires I am experiencing.
You want to eat our brains?
Oh shit.
brains.
Minds?
How to define? Best suited to use the word contents of the mind.
Contents of the mind.
Our knowledge. How
It'd
knowledge
be way
in our
easier if you
brains.
guys could just consume books.
I don't know how that could be eaten without eating someone's brain, but I would like to assist and make sure that you do not eat our leader's brain.
Books are not terrible sources. However, they are inefficient means.
May I ask you, are there books and in knowledge on this ship that would help us understand how you became the way you are, and perhaps we could reverse this?
According to the Nautilus, information is scarce and heavily secured.
Who gives permission?
Unknown. My clearance currently is limited.
Are there places that we can go?
Damages suffered. Only one source for coordinates remain. It is possible, if we find another entity, we might find infinite amounts of additional wisdom.
Okay, in the meantime, can you help us to restore this ship's life support system so we can sustain you just in the interim?
Redevex has sent a mental link. Repairs are complete.
Oh, awesome. That's quick.
When
You said books are a bad source, but did the reading the scroll help at all?
it seems that the manner of belief in divinity is required.
He doesn't have enough faith.
Rob, as a doppelganger, do I know if I can extract memories that even the person is not able to access?
Ooh. Give me a history check with advantage. Let's see. I like that question.
13 plus... What's my thing?
Also, we still have to go visit
Seven?
Torqua's cell.
7?
17.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is something that has been untapped territory for you. So you yourself are not particularly adept at this type of thing, but your mind begins to take that trail of thought as it could potentially be a possibility. But the risk would be that it could be acquired through consumption based off of your history of the race, if you will. So you're not sure what types of things you are capable of doing without consuming a person.
Oh, what?
Because that is the only way the doppelgangers have ever been able to reproduce.
Yo!
Rob, what I was trying to ask earlier was, if we give it books, does that like provide any nutritional value for it? Maybe just buying it some time.
I'm gonna let you tell me which skill you'd like to use for this, and then I can give you an answer. But I'm going to limit this to wisdom and intelligence skills.
Put the cat outside.
So what would you like to use for this, Breker?
I'm thinking investigation, and we can just kind of do it as an experiment.
Okay.
Vorin, assess your hunger. I will give you my entire journal of every adventure and every being, as well as all of the trophies we've encountered and that I've gathered.
Okay.
This should be all foreign to you. If after going through these details changes your hunger level at all.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hungry are you?
I'm just going to say from out of game point of view, you guys are knocking out of the park with just coming up with creative solutions today, so well done. I'm not going to make Vorin roll because you rolled for this. Right? Did you roll?
I have not rolled yet.
Okay, go ahead. Why don't you roll? I'd rather you guys roll than me roll, anyways.
5.
Okay. For lack of using the voice, essentially Vorin's going to be able to scan these remarkably fast. And something odd you're going to notice is the difference between the scroll and your journals. He gives it the same treatment, but he doesn't have to cast a spell again. It's almost like when he makes contact with the page, with the mucus on his hand, on the book. What happens this time is drastically different. The mucus and the touching of the novel doesn't raise the language out of the book, per se. Because of going page by page, you'd have to flip through like a book. When he touches it, you see the mucus almost disappear into the binding. And then what happens is a panel of text pops out of the book, and he just flicks his finger and is able to scan the entire contents very quickly. Just... And after, you guys all have like pretty decent passive perceptions, but... observing something over a form of time makes the checks easier, essentially. And this is the second time he's done this. You're able to observe that it doesn't seem like he's even reading it. It's almost as if from the moment of the text registering into the eye receptors that it's instantly understood. Like a slow-moving download program, just like, and as his eyes meet and read the page, it's almost like he's not even reading it. It's just the eyes are recognizing the text. And your guess, Goldy and Devii, because you guys have been observing the creature specifically for this for a while, is that not only is he doing this, but your guess is it could potentially not be the spell, but rather the language that the creature understands that is much faster and more efficient to learn. Cari, I'm thinking of logic that you and I have talked about reading Asian languages that have kanji, where you can read things remarkably fast if you understand the language much further than you would with a Germanic language.
Being converted into binary.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, Mesh, you would notice that there are some markings on certain things that look to be like panels that would resemble what you would be familiar with as Braille. But they are always the same length. And there is like a grid in like boxes, if you will. And the grid, each box, there's only so many boxes every time. When the panels, like on the back door and the front door of this room, have it, and the chair has it like on the armrests, but each of the panels are different, and each of the kind of, I guess you could say, the letters are different, and they are actually the size of like very, very small, like pips on a die, almost like Braille, but it's like, instead of Braille being something that's risen, it's indented. So it's either flush with the panel or like there's a divot, a score, if you will.
Okay.
And then going back to Breker. He can't really communicate.
As well,
he can't really communicate like what he's feeling. He's like, I don't know if this is conclusive evidence.
What I sent to Rob though was like, this is the collected life and times of Breker on the path of Tyr. If there's any missionary work, him reading this journal would be everything in a condensed form.
I'm gonna say that he's gonna tell you directly that repetition is diluting evidence. That's it. Because you rolled a 5, right? So
I wanted to say I do like the idea of the scroll magic, but Devii didn't ever hear, so I can't in character play into that. But if you guys are still wanting to do the divination scroll thing, I'm.
Party, do you think we should burn one of our divination scrolls?
Yeah.
how did you get a divination scroll again? Where was this from?
Was it from
the mini game, sheep mini game that Chef ran? I think.
No.
Oh no!
Sheep mini game.
This is from the backpack of the frozen girl, the assistant.
Oh
yeah.
I need to. There's a possibility that there might be a miscommunication between us, so I just want to
Also-
double check that. Okay.
While you're looking that up, I may or may not have accidentally made myself bleed, and thusly I need to go get a band-aid.
You
Is it a
don't need
good
to.
time
Yeah.
to have a
Go ahead, Cari. Just go.
break? Okay.
In character? Or...
Fuck
No.
you doing?
How? What did you do?
I think he was messing around with a nail file or something.
Need to get that thing away from her.
I'm gonna cast comprehend language while we're sitting around. See if I can read the braille. So it takes 10 minutes.
Okay. How many scrolls did I say that you had?
I have 2 in the inventory.
Hello, sorry, I'm back. I had to deal with something.
Hello. Come back.
I'm back.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I just was wondering. Cool. That all checks out.
You may proceed.
That's checked.
And then kind of also to the party here, I get one question to the divine being from the spell, as I understand it from the scroll here. What do we want that question to be?
Gotta make it count.
My gut feeling here is, where is something that can help our friends recover their memories?
I think we should ask how many people Cal has slept with.
Yeah, I can tell you that.
Got 2 scrolls down.
Okay, good.
We have the answer to life's questions and what the fuck to do next.
Oh, that got me. That was good. That was good.
How
That was a good one.
about something more direct, like how do we change them back to their former selves or something like that? Because that would solve the first problem, as memory problem as well.
I will read the divination spell to help you out. Just because if I read it, Cari can hear it in the other room, potentially. Your magic and an offering you put in contact. So just to be clear, if this is a scroll, all of the components are already baked in to making the scroll, so you don't have to spend any of your components, right? The sacrificial offering would have been offered already. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, an event, or an activity to occur within 7 days. The GM will offer you a truthful reply, but it might be short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell will not take into account any personal possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as casting additional spells, or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast a spell with 2 more times, then there's a cumulative chance for it to fail. Or random reading, rather. Which the players would not know if it was a random reading or an accurate one. But if you just avoid the consecutive use within the parameters of the spell scroll, then you're safe. Cari, did you already said? Okay, well, too bad, so sad. Google divination spell. Just Google the divination spell and you can have it. Divination 4th level. Google the spell so that you understand how it works.
I can't hear you, Cari.
It's because her mic's not messing up and she's muted.
Nice to hear me.
All right.
Yes.
Back to you.
Rob, I spammed you a bunch of stuff.
Oh shit, yeah, you did. I have streamer mode on, so I don't get a bunch of pings.
Hard to type with a band-aid on your finger.
Yeah, that's what I said. The components are already spent in creating the scroll, so you don't have to cast the components. You just read the scroll.
I was reading it as we needed to cast. Because no one has it on their spell list. We need to cast with the components.
No. The spell is on Cari's class list because she's now a cleric.
She has. Okay.
So the difference is if it's on her spell list and she can currently cast it, or if it's on her spell list and she cannot currently cast it, right?
I did.
Yeah, I don't have any level 4 spells.
I asked our mage, Dallan.
Didn't even think of the cleric.
Well, you were not here.
I wasn't here. That's right. The cleric was currently dealing with a medical issue. Yeah, divination is 4th level.
So I will rule this that you cannot
read
read the spell unless you can cast 4th level spells.
Not to do that.
Do I have to read it? Am I the only one who can cast?
Are you sure you can't cast 4th level spells?
Never mind, I can.
Oh,
amazing!
Amazing.
Well, if that changes our question at all, that means we're asking the Moon Queen.
What are we asking? We're just asking how we can restore these people here and restore them to their former selves and restore their memories, right? Or how to do it, or what to find, or where to go to find something that can help us do that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can phrase it succinctly. So you can phrase it more succinctly, I'm sure.
Breker's kind of just thinking out loud here as well. It's like there's a harsh answer here. We expend this resource, and if we ask something very detailed like that, we might just get the answer there's no way.
That's true, but I guess it's better we know than just search in vain.
My thought process is, at the end of the day, if everything were to go as planned, I would like to restore them. I feel like Dredavex and especially Warren have suffered more than anyone here. And I feel sorry for that pain, and especially as a messenger of the Raven Queen, I want there to be a direction, for a proper direction for them to go. That being said, I do understand we can't exactly hope to get all that information from this spell.
Dredavex will speak up at this. I really appreciate you trying to help us out, but we're at an impasse of information, unfortunately. And after doing the repairs, it's really uncertain as to how long the resource will last, and also
if the trip is only one way.
Is it fixed to be able to go back now?
The ship has only one coordinate input.
Which is
To the colony.
To the colony.
Will you be accepted by the colony?
The colony is destroyed, as far
That
as
is
we
my
know.
toes.
But they're hoping that there's something there that helps them.
It
I think our question needs to be, is there anything at the colony that can help them?
But if the answer is no, is this just like when we answer this question, is it a yes or no thing? Was it like no, but it's here, or is it just no,
Anybody
even
cast
though it
augury?
could be somewhere else?
It seems that some of you still wish to stay for another purpose here.
If this is a one-way trip, I am.
Well, if it's a one-way trip, I ain't
really
getting on.
go.
I mean, no offense or anything. I mean, I like
think
you, but
I think it would behoove us to look at Torterra's cell. You might get some information there.
it's what?
Where his holding cell.
Oh, where he was held?
Vorin walks
do you
to
remember?
the chair
Torterra?
and sits down and sets his hands onto the crystals. And the jellyfish in the ceiling react and begin to move and kind of slowly orbit as he communes the ship.
Oh, I can.
Something
We can
descends.
wait till tomorrow. I can cast augury.
Yeah,
I didn't know that could work.
something kind of touches one of the when the screens kind of move closer. The crystal screens kind of move closer to him, and then after a few seconds, he says,
You all have access to the ship now. However, the ship's recovery may react adversely. Caution is advised.
Adversely,
Thank you very much.
I'll fight it.
I will check to see if more information systems come online while the ship recovers its life support. You may return at any time. Now that the ship lives, we have time.
Torterra, you want to go see your cell, see if that jogs any more memories?
If not, I might have an idea to help you, but it's risky and uncertain how much I will get.
I want to go see myself.
Yeah.
Do you want to go alone? Do you want company?
Torterra, mate, I'm not letting you out of my sight. Not here.
Oh, by the way, I told the flesh thing it recognizes you now downstairs, so don't worry, it won't attack you anymore.
Oh,
It's just a
good.
guard. Yeah,
That's
don't
good
worry.
news.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I can multitask sometimes when I'm not stressed out.
Do you know its name? Do you know their name?
We just called him 5, but
5.
yeah, because he was the 5th one and he made out of 5 things, so it seemed present.
Cool.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, well, we're not exactly creative when we have a name that's just meant to be functional. If you have a better idea, then sure, but there's only 2 people that knew its name to begin with, so it doesn't really matter.
5 is fine.
Well, I don't think that the, according to, sorry, Torterra, your memories are like mine, but from what I remember, you were put in cryostasis after being captured. You were not in a holding cell here. The cell was in the colony.
How did I get out of cryostasis?
Well, that's what the cell had. The capabilities were able to pull you out of it, like us. So when we got here, the cryostasis pods broke when we landed, and
Right.
we had to shut them out so that the cold didn't start there from the inside and the outside so it wouldn't freeze. So we had to lock it up. But now that the ship's working, the cryostasis pods can reach equilibrium, and you can go and inspect what's in there. It's possible there's more cargo in there. We just haven't been able to look.
This is very confusing.
All right, let's check it out.
Okay. I would give you a comforting hand, but I'm a little slimy. Probably not safe.
That's right, you keep it.
Yeah, we're good.
I'd call down to Devii, like Torterra's coming down. Take him down to his cells.
Alrighty.
Okay.
I can move you guys around the map if you want, or we can just talk it out. What would you guys like?
Who's going down?
Is there
to
anything on the
cell?
map that's worth seeing, or?
It just depends on you, really. I'm gonna put you guys all in
It's
a.
up to fish.
Oh shit! Sorry, Cari. I flipped
Wants
you
to see it or not?
again. I'm just gonna grab everybody and put you in a room. I'm gonna
Okay.
pull you down 2 floors, okay?
No.
And then I'm gonna describe what you see here. So there's basically those 4 fleshy doors that can be opened. On the way down the stairs, Dread of X will tell you that the non-paneled doors, the ones that are made of more fleshy types, can be tickled open.
Ayo?
So you kind of like mess with them a little bit, where you can push them in different sequences and they kind of quiver and then open.
He definitely goes.
Or you can just
does the giggle.
you can just use your mind, which is the most efficient path, but he remembers
had
that
a
they had to
feather.
kind of do something weird to get him to open when he wasn't this. He also says you're welcome to look through the crates. They haven't gotten a chance to really look through them too much with the risk of finding something with where the things exploded. They didn't want to look through them without more information. So even though they've been here for a month, the crates are like basically inspected, but they didn't find anything that was going to help them. But you're welcome to look through the crates in the base room. At the next area is called N3, which each of these are kind of very small rooms that have a translucent. Oh, can you guys not see them? Sorry. Let me take the doors off.
See what?
Kyle, I think you would
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
the tickling the doors.
Do you need me to help?
So there are 4 rooms. There might actually be more rooms in this. I just don't want to get locked into having only 4 of them based off of story reasons. There might be more. I just didn't want to be bothered with by counting to see how many residents would be in here. So please don't take additional logic steps to say that.
Thing inside there.
There
What
are
is that?
5-foot diameter crimson semi-translucent crystal spheres on a low stand. The doors, there seems to be a door on each sphere where a creature could be able to open it, but there doesn't seem to be any handles where Dread of X would tell you you can open with your mind. Each sphere has the cryogenic stasis pods designed for, it looks like this one that he's describing is made for him specifically. It's gnome shaped, and there would be a larger one somewhere in here that you could find for Torterra. The only thing that's notably different about Torterra's pod location is that there seems to be a small crate that is magnetized to the floor.
Shit, that reminds me. Wanted to buy magnets last time we were in town.
Is that your character saying, or?
That's just me saying.
Cal is looking at Thorin, and he wants to know whether he's upset about the dead bodies, the squidlings on the floor.
Can we poke the doors open
The
with
doors
our...
the doors will open because Dredovex will open them with his mind. But what you guys want to do in the room is up to you.
It, can I like take my rapier and go?
Yeah, it'll work, I think.
Guys, we put mesh in one of them and see what happens.
Yeah.
There's like special rules for it, but I'm not going to make you guys do the rules because you have somebody that with psionics that can do it between Torterra and Dredovex at any time. There's no threat right now, and given enough effort, you'd figure it out eventually. So there you go.
And me.
Yeah, and Mesh can do it. Sorry, yeah.
That's why we should put him in.
But I can read the rule if it makes
get
an
out,
interesting thing to you. Let me see here where to go.
I could start working on exploring the crates.
You want to explore the crates? Give me an investigation check,
Yeah.
please.
Wait, can you address my thing, please?
What did you say, Cal?
I said Cal wants to know if Thorin is upset about the dead squidlings on the floor.
How are
Can
you
you
going
tell?
about getting this information?
He's trying to look at the expression on his face to see if he's even acknowledged this squid.
Voran's
or
not
to
with
see-
you.
I thought Thorin came downstairs with us.
No, he's sitting on the chair and using it to see if the memory banks of any other additional information come online while you guys are exploring the ship. That's what he said.
Oh. Okay, sorry, I thought he came downstairs.
No, Dredovex came downstairs.
Am I looking alone or is anybody with me? Nope. Okay, alone.
Alone
I'll
it is.
look with you.
Oh, okay.
I'll do it. Like the hot rod scene.
I just have done nothing.
That's
So I'll
12
help.
plus.
I'll help out.
12 plus 7, 19.
Do I roll as well, or do I just do the help action to give him advantage?
It's up to you.
You gave the help, I think.
Okay.
He rolled with advantage, so I'm
That's what
guessing
I'll
he
do.
just took the
Yeah.
advantage before asking if you wanted to roll separate. So.
I assumed, my bad.
Right.
I'm offended, and I'm gonna cry about it later.
I'd give
Break
you a
that.
2, but I can't.
Mesh, what was the total again?
19.
Okay. So between the two of you, you find 6 long, like, tubes that are like blackish silver, some foreign material, and they have a similar spike to the like tip of them that is adjacent to the like non-crossbow thing without the crossbow bolts that Dredovex is holding, where there's some sort of trigger at the base and there's some sort of like stock, and they have some sort of like sight like that you would not have to line up, but rather there seems to be some form of like visual enhancement device at the tip of the barrel of this tube near the trigger side that you can use, similar to like an iron sight on a crossbow, but it's like a modern day scope. And
out of game, these are plasma rifles, and in game, Vanvalor wants to figure out how it works.
there are 6 of them mounted in what looks to be very sophisticated weapon racks inside of this object. And inside one of the crates. It also seems that 3 of them are in pieces and completely dismantled. But you, looking at a fully functional one of the 6 of them, you know that they're all parts of the same whole. But there are the 3 that are intact also seem to be, they have like a glowing bit near the stock where the hand would go, kind of on the upper side where the barrel's at, with some sort of indicator on it. And there's like there's like lights coming through the indicator, but you can't read what it says.
Jodie, can you show me how to use this?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna have to try to figure it out a bit more. I only know how to use the tiny ones like this. I think it's just a bit too big for me. I can't reach the other side to kind of balance it to really use it properly. So your guess is as good as mine.
Is this somewhere I can help? I tuned out for a bit.
You guys basically found some like
space
rifles.
Ah, cool.
Space rifle.
Take them. Take
and
them out.
3 of them are kind of dismembered, and 1 of them are dismantled, and 3 of them are intact.
Dismembered.
This indicator here says, I think in your language would say 30. It's a number.
I can confirm that is a number.
Fish, you can read it. Torterra can read the indicator, just as the number 30 on it.
Yep.
There's some kind of power source inside similar to the ships, but it's much on a smaller scale, and it, once expended, needs to be destroyed. The unit is incapable of being recovered.
He's like,
guys, I think
go ahead.
This is like it shoots like a bow. That's what you're saying?
When man says that, I just pick one up, aim it at a wall, and like, is there a trigger? There's a trigger, right?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to start looking up some more stuff here in 1 second.
Mesh, are you pulling the trigger?
I'm gonna dive over and like
what is
knock
happening
his
right now
hand
in
down.
this- Mesh, living ship.
It's a living ship, dude.
Living ship.
I haven't done it yet. Wait. I have an idea. Relax. I'm just waiting. Is there a trigger or not?
Yeah, there's triggers on it.
10 minutes later.
There's a trigger on it.
Triggers. I'm gonna first use Mage Hand to do it at like 5 feet away from me. I'm gonna aim it at like a piece of wood from one of the crates or something.
Oh, the crate. Just aiming at the crate.
Poor crate.
You're
Monster.
pulling out a rifle, waiting for him to describe this. How are you holding the rifle?
Similar to a crossbow, because I do have a crossbow, so I'm like assuming it's relatively like point and shoot.
Yes, but you said something with a mage hand, so I have no mental image of how the fuck this is gonna happen.
I'm thinking Mage Hand would keep it like 5 feet away from me, so that if in case it implodes
If
or
you
something,
hold it with if you hold it with the mage hand, it's just gonna like tilt downward as if it doesn't have something to brace against.
Too heavy?
No, like you can lift it because you have 10 pounds and this thing's lighter than 10 pounds. But what's gonna happen is it's not stable enough to fire, nor can you aim with it.
Hold a rifle with one hand.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like trying to fire with a shotgun with one hand. Yeah.
I'll just use my hand if it doesn't
But
work.
it is cool.
Yeah, it will. Dreadivex will tell you it requires 2 hands, and he can't reach the other side.
Okay, yeah.
And he'll like point to the places that you have to hold. All right, so here's what you're gonna have to do. If you're gonna try to actually use this object, Dreadivex will basically tell you you need to shoot this outside.
Okay.
This is an
Let's
extremely
take it
long-range weapon.
outside.
Okay. So the door that's iced over, is that?
You can just go outside. That's
can I-
fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's try it. Something.
You need to make an intelligence check. This intelligence check is called Finding Out Alien Technology.
Mesh, you got proficiency in that?
I am even going to rule that despite Dredovex giving you this information based off of his own memory and personal experience with shooting weapons like this before, there will be no way to gain advantage on this check, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me just really quickly locate where that table is. I think I have it handy on Roll20, so 1 second.
And this is how Mesh dies in a session with no combat.
The last words. Live.
Turns out I was aiming it backwards the whole time.
Here it is.
Killed a shadow and dragon, died by his own hand.
Okay.
That is when he knew. Fucked up.
To determine the success of the check, you will need to make... It says if you happen to find a cigarette lighter, it qualifies as alien technology in the world of fantasy. That's hilarious.
Torterra, your cigars.
Torterra's gonna have advantage on that kind of check, dude.
Okay.
That's sick. Okay, this is an int check only, so it is a d20 plus your intelligence, please.
$18 plus 1, 19.
Shoot in the face.
Space
Shoot in
laser.
the face.
So it's about luck.
Guys, you see those handguns where the barrel is backwards? That's what I'm like envisioning right now.
It's like in the Looney Tunes when the guy turns the barrel backwards at Elmer Fudd and goes boom.
What did you get?
You know,
19.
Ooh. Okay, that is a success.
For now.
So we roleplay. Mesh realizes his mistake and turns the gun around.
I thought you were about to say and turns the gun on himself.
Realizes his mistake. His mistake being his own birth.
The way I resolve this is I'm not even aiming, I'm just keeping it at a distance and like letting it shoot sideways. We'll find out which way it shoots either way.
Okay, that is one success. You need to make me another one.
I have to scream at this point.
11 plus 1, 12.
Why?
That is a
Why are
failure.
you so
Please roll me one more
gung-ho
time.
about this?
One more.
You're supposed to say the magic word when you shoot it. Kamehameha.
Alright, different die this time. Okay.
It's the die.
16 plus 1, 17.
Okay, that is a success. You can successfully fire the rifle.
Okay.
Ooh.
Mesh,
Every
please.
time you take a shot, you have to do this.
As you fire the rifle, you realize that there seems to be some sort of difficulty to pull the trigger. And it also seems that the rifle has some form of organic nature to it, that it is almost like your fingers have to wrap fully around it to register, almost as if it's like, to use modern day terms, it's like a safety. If you don't have your entire, like, each of one of your fingers, all of them have to be touching the left rifle. I don't know if you've ever been to like a laser tag location.
Someone only has 4 fingers.
Have you ever been to a laser tag location where you have to like hold the sensor just right on the second one so it's so to fire with the other finger? That's kind of how this
I
is.
haven't been laser tagging in so long.
I know, right? So like you basically have to have like there's some sort of receptor to notice that there's 2 hands on the rifle or 2 things on the rifle to hold it properly. and there's some sort of registry that you try to figure out second that like mounts it to your shoulder so you have good form, and then the trigger reacts to like add another light indicator that you can fire, and then the scope actually starts working. The second check is to aim it, and you can't quite figure it out for the first while, so you're going to kind of have a little wild aim here, and then you pull the trigger for the last thing to make it work. What ends up being as a result is there is a very brief moment of time as a thin line extends from the pistol, or rather the rifle, and then the line expands very rapidly and shoots almost like a radiant beam similar to the dragon, just goes like, and then as the flash of light goes, not only does it dissipate and ignite like at the line, it almost seems that like the line is instantaneous, but like your combat capabilities as a group, you guys can notice that the line kind of goes very, very quickly and just travels just, and then at the end of the impact towards like some bank in the hill, you just see this explosion of radiant energy just like, and it is loud. Like it just sounds like a fucking gunshot. It just goes, and then there's like this very odd kind of radiant sizzle that just like dissipates from it, and the indicator changes on the rifle to a different thing, and Torterra would recognize the number says 29.
Alright, cool. I'm definitely keeping that.
You know, I could see that from like where I was standing.
And then by the number 29 is a indicator that in the modern tongue would just indicate a syllable in that language, but in your guess is that you're putting 2 and 2 together between the stuff information that you have for Dredovex and Torterra. You guys make out that this essentially translates to the modern common tongue as the letter R. So it reads 29R.
Something like recharging, I think.
I think you've got just 30 shots, period.
That's like casting Guiding Bolt.
And that translates to 3d6 radiant damage.
Sounds fun.
All right.
Sorry.
What do I put in my bag, Rob?
You haven't figured out the object just yet, so.
Okay.
Because if anyone's just trying to look for us, I'm just saying, big old beacon over there.
What?
The gunshot. The big explosion. Like.
It's not a gun.
What?
We just caused a big old explosion.
Oh.
In the ship.
It's
I don't
fine.
think anything's
not in the
coming
ship.
close to here for a while. They had those predators
just-
outside earlier.
I just thought.
No, Rob's checked his notes.
ambush.
You went outside.
No,
yeah, we
no,
went
no,
outside
no.
to test out the gun.
On the deck, the front
Oh,
deck. Where...
Well,
I mean, they had those
mesh-
crawler
the mesh is
things
there.
earlier. They probably scared all the predators away.
I'm just worried because I'm looking at Rob and he's like checking through some notes and.
just
Probably
to be
reading about the
clear,
ship.
Oh yeah, it says here the
How-
dragon finds
how
you.
loud?
It's
You know,
checking
no,
how
no,
you.
just straight up. How loud was that? Who could hear? Could it?
It's
Well,
essentially a
loud as
Thunderwave
shatter.
spell. It's essentially a Thunderwave spell,
Okay.
as far as sound is concerned.
Thunderwave is loud, by the way.
Mhm.
That's less okay.
As loud as
Why
some
you say
kind of natural phenomenon.
Bye, Chloe.
But she
Yeah,
she's
we lost
aware of
Devii again.
danger.
May the Discord gods do not.
Why did they connect them?
Oh, I disappeared. It says a thunderous boom is audible out to 300 feet for
Oh, shit.
Thunderwave. So it's about that loud.
Cool. Wellen might have heard that.
So everyone knows we're here then.
Woke her up.
Now all of China knows. No, I don't. I think we're totally fine, to be honest.
Yeah, there's nothing around here.
Yeah.
Maybe Wellen
Yeah,
heard
look.
us, but and
Hang
some
on, I'm
wild
converting 300
animals.
feet to metric in my head.
Where'd we leave Venom?
Okay, we're good.
In-
What's that?
Well done.
Where'd we
in
leave
the distance.
With the
Down
Where'd we leave
down the mountain.
Torterra.
cliff.
I
By the Chloe?
want to reverse back here, guys. Torterra, did you go to your chambers and open up the chest in there?
I hadn't yet, no.
Okay. I didn't know if you were waiting for someone else to speak for that, or if you just assumed that you did that and I didn't say anything, so I was just making sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we all gonna add one of these space rifles to our inventory here?
So there are 6. 3 are 3 of them are completely dismantled, and 3 of them are in contact. 2 of them read 30, and 1 of them reads 29 now. 29
would I have the knowledge to reassemble the dismantled ones?
There will be. I'm just answering this as a GM. You'll need to figure that out on your own. But your guess is that you have no clue how to put this thing together. It's kind of like the equivalent of being able to read a number on something, but not know anything else about it. If that makes sense.
We're gonna have.
Dread of X doesn't even know how to build this thing.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll go and open the chest then.
I'll take those parts and probably experiment at some point.
Torterra, when you touch the chest, it's almost like you realize that there's no locks a little too late, and your hands kind of instinctually back up as the chest kind of just like you see this unwinding like dial as it just moves itself and just goes. And because it's cryostasis in the room, everything seems to have like this slight fog kind of shuffling off of it, like dry ice. It just kind of goes. And the lid just kind of goes. Inside of the chest, very neatly folded, is at the base seems to be some kind of strange looking material that it almost looks like your guess is that it's kind of a mixture between like a cloak and a blanket, and it's at the bottom, and on top of that blanket type thing there seems to be a stick that has like some rolled points in it and like a switch. There is what looks to be a potion bottle that is very narrow, but on the inside of the potion bottle is not a potion, but there seems to be some sort of like capsules that are made out of some kind of like weeds or like twine around them. They look like they're meant to be consumed, and your mind is kind of going wild. You're like, I know what these things are. There's also a pair of goggles in there that have a very light green tint to them. And 1 second, there's one more thing in there. I just don't remember how to describe
Guys, we
what
got
it
a
looks
blanket
like.
and a stick.
I thought it was a mimic at first when he started saying it was opening on its own. I was gonna be like, he like bites your hand and you're like, ah!
He just thinks about it opening and it opens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, thank goodness.
When he said it was like a kind of a blanket, kind of a cloak, I was like, so this must be the blanket that my father wrapped me in before he sent me on the spaceship as the planet was exploding. And then I'm like, and his name was Jarrell.
Okay. The other thing is something you don't really recognize, but starts to build some memory. So in the items description on D&D Beyond, once you can get it, it's going to read that this is a headpiece, but I'm going to rule that this is a necklace. Okay, so it is a very dark metal that looks like it has some kind of like seaweed filigree that goes all the way around. And the necklace is a very odd shape because it kind of ends in a spiraled shell. And then the seaweed extends to not go around the neck and tie off like a traditional one. It's almost like a solid, like a choker. And then the end of the necklace actually wraps around your ears on this side. So think of this like when you have those glasses things that kind of wrap around your ears this way to kind of keep the glasses intact on your head. Instead of it going this way, it goes the other way.
The other way.
And it has just some very nice like looking patterning that goes around the ears that way and kind of like hangs down around the neck. And as you pull the objects out, the odd shaped blanket thing actually ends up looking like it's a cloak. But as you touch it and think about different things, the cloak changes looks very quickly to greens, to darks, to at one point almost looks invisible in the room to you for in certain patches, and other times it just looks like a pattern of leaves and sometimes like water. It's very odd, but it's really cool looking. And then your mind rushes back. These are yours. This is what you were wearing.
During
when you were taken, you had these things on.
Taken.
Yeah.
Right.
You said he was walking around naked. Why are you pulling a face, guy? I asked multiple times whether Torterra was wearing clothes, and I was told no.
Did I list anything that was clothing?
Huh?
It's a cloak.
Well, there's a cloak.
Other than a
Wear
cloak.
clothes over his shell. So I said, is he naked? And now here we find clothes.
I said armor.
This is a extremely offendable thing to be worried about right now.
And that was in a chest here, which means that when we met him, and since we met him, he didn't have it. But now we're seeing that he used to.
Also, a thing of note: the necklace piece, fish. The necklace piece. There are 2 of them. And the capsules, if you count them, there's 7 of them.
The little weed capsules.
Yeah, the little weed pills, basically. Fish, if you spend some time talking with Dreadivax, I'm just gonna save you guys some time.
Sure.
But eventually, you're gonna have to spend an hour probably figuring out most of this, maybe 2 hours here.
Okay.
Please add to your inventory Goggles of Night, a Nature's Mantle.
Hang on. So Goggle of Night.
Let's get night vision.
Add to equipment or backpack.
That's up to you where you want to put it. You can even equip it like on yourself if you want. But basically, the Goggles of Night are going to give you dark vision.
Yep. So yeah, what was the second thing?
The second thing is called a Nature's Mantle.
Got it.
The third item is called a Pole of Angling. It's essentially a flickin' like a retractable fishing rod.
That fits perfectly, yeah.
Oh yeah, we can get
The capsules are called pressure capsules, and there are 7 of them.
Capsules?
Pressure capsules. They basically let you swim at incredible depths in the ocean without any penalty. So if you want to go underwater, you will not die from pressure.
Sweet, sweet.
But he'll die from not being able to breathe, right?
No, they'll also give you water breathing.
He'll just freeze to death.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
Carrie, they specifically list you will not suffer anything from the depths. But just saying.
I'm just saying here in Icewind Dale.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
cold.
So the other thing
Normal
is
would-
the last thing, the pair of items you got are something called a Spy's Murmur.
Spy's Murmur.
And I will read this to the rest of you because this is our cliffhanger. A Spy's Murmur is a headpiece, or in our case, a necklace that is woven to go around the ear. If you know the other creature wearing a Spy's Murmur, and this creature is within 1 mile, you can communicate telepathically with one another.
Oh, they're walkie-talkies.
As a bonus action, you can allow the creature to hear everything you hear for an hour.
Oh, even better.
You can end this effect as a bonus action, and it will also end if you're incapacitated.
This would be sick for scouting missions and separating parties into groups.
We need to give each other code names. Falcon, come in, Falcon. This is
Thunder Falcon.
This is Raven speaking.
And Fish.
Yes.
the companion to the other spy's murmur would have been your mother, so that you could go hunting safely and let her know when you would be coming home.
Aww.
Occasionally, you and your father would take some more lengthy missions that were much further than a mile, and you would take hers and borrow it, so that you and your father could split up and hunt within a mile radius of each other in return.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, you're not quite sure what this means.
Is that fish remembering his parents?
The bits of it.
Bits of it, yeah.
I still don't remember what my mum looked like.
No, you don't. But these are unmistakably yours, and the odd thing is they're very small, but because the nature's mantle is magical, it resizes to fit you. And for those of you guys that don't know what the mantle does, it basically lets fish hide, because it's like camouflage. It's a camouflage cloak.
Oh.
For hunters.
It's the Lord
It's
of the
specifically
Rings
for rangers.
cloaks that they give to the hobbits.
Yeah, it's basically the ones they give to the hobbits.
Now we need to come up with code names for everybody.
And I figured that, unironically, I thought fish might like the pull of angling the most out of that whole set. So
because of the
because it retracts, it's like comes back and goes
reference?
out. Yeah, and the Pokemon reference. Yeah. But I don't remember specifically what the pull of angling does. I have to look it up again.
So you can catch the whale shark.
While holding
it's a
the tentacle
10-foot
pole, you
pole.
can speak a command word and transform it into a fishing pole with a hook, a line, and a reel. Speaking the command word again changes the fishing pole back into a normal 10-foot pole.
So a 10-foot pole is an old D&D reference because you could use 10-foot poles to test for traps or like hold things open or like poke people to get them out, like a short rope or something like that, and tap the floors to see if things are trapped or pressure plates, stuff like that. So that's old school D&D. 10-foot pole is like the classic D&D item. So this would translate to a bow staff that's like a light quarterstaff or a walking stick that you cannot use to attack things with because it would normally break. But this one is a magical one that's called a wondrous item. And I will give the rest of you one more cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Fish, for lack of a better phrase, I think as players and as characters, you would now all understand that where Torterra comes from seems to be what we would refer to as a high magic realm. And Icewind Dale is referred to as a low magic realm. You do not have a lot of magical items that are very common. But in your world, this seems to be relatively common. Most people you would know would have stuff like this.
Sure.
Interesting.
And I think the rest will have to come at another time.
Do we know where he's from then? Do we know where Torterra's from?
A high magic realm, wherever that is.
Named Underhead.
No, I mean, like, what realm is it? Like, what's it called? You know, like how cows from the Feywild. Like, what's the name of it?
I see what you're saying. We don't know.
You know, it's
Not yet,
astral,
anyways.
so it's beyond
Futuristic modern day.
So we had no.
Well, we avoided a long session of combat and decided to have a very long session of figuring out aliens and alien technology. So I hope you guys had a good time this week.
Aliens, then.
I did.
Even as a spectator, I could find this very interesting. On the sidelines is some cool stuff here. But I had 10d10 and 48s ready for you. I have them all on my table right now.
I thought we was gonna get vexed this week, so I'm pleasantly surprised.
Someone rolled a nat 20 on a persuasion check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, something you had a 30% chance of success on, and you crit. So now you get help with impunity. I believe this is a familiar event to us that has happened last time you guys wanted to convince something of someone. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
A very lucky roll.
I think if you get, I can't remember the math. If you have 2 opportunities to score a 30% roll, is it just doubled? Is it a 60% chance now
I
to get
think
No,
so.
I believe it.
It's 45, I think.
45%.
Yeah, so you'd
okay.
add half of the other chance onto the
Yeah,
other
right.
one, so it'd be 45.
There you go.
And then you guys got a third roll.
So, like, with the 3 rolls each with a 30% chance, that means we had a 60% chance of success.
No,
So
the
a little
next
better
one
than
would
50 to
be
the odds.
12, so like
It would be just diminishing returns, right?
58, 57 and a half.
58.
Oh, hey, Mesh. Not Mesh, Chef. Yeah, just noticed you joined Paladin.
I clicked the link in your Discord profile.
Ah, nice. It's all PvP related. I'm not sure how into Pokemon Go PvP you are.
I got my 42k Rob points. I'm debating just redeeming it on a coaching session.
That would actually be a lot of fun.
Coach
No
my
Kappa. That'd be a lot of fun.
I don't even know how many rod points I have.
I have
Not as many as I should,
326,000.
because
I don't know what to do with it.
A brief announcement though for all of you. There will be no game next week. It is Stuffle Community Day on Saturday. So we'll be off for a week and back on after that. Also tomorrow is Easter, so happy Easter all of you if you celebrate. Dallan, thank you for the 21 months. Big Pog Champs.
Wow.
I will just have to say, as a GM, I really enjoyed listening to how you guys wanted to solve the problems today and rolled with it. I'm sorry if it was a little difficult to kind of conceptualize. I tried to play something that is very alien and respond. I was thinking about not just responding to your questions, but also trying to think of how the most foreign way to respond to them would be. So it took a little bit of time, and the voice was not friendly, so it was hard for me to do.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. It's really, I know it can be a little fatiguing from your guys' point of view that the game is always trying to kill you, or that the game is just very hard to find some sort of fun in it that's not like serious fun. And I know that I like to run serious games, so it's a little hard. So I try to make some different choices for you guys instead. But hopefully you guys are enjoying it still. I'm hoping to get you guys out of here next week. I appreciate the caution with this situation, despite all of the reserves that I had of like wanting to attack you guys with this thing. This thing's very dangerous.
I mean, you kept saying we're gonna die.
I
We're
feel
gonna
so
die.
sad for him.
I don't want to reveal too much more yet because there's a possibility you guys could go to the colony, and I don't know what's there yet. I haven't populated it.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little bit worried about that.
yeah, I've also determined on some other things too that it would be like that. You guys found out that it was going to be a one-way trip, at least for now. There is other ways of doing other things. I know that's very fucking vague, but you guys repaired the ship. There's ways of doing more things with the ship. So but you don't, again, there's just like Dredovex said, there's so many lack of information that you guys have about a lot of stuff, and that's the whole thing. Is like you guys have to be all in on something here. You could, I will say that I'm gonna give you one more extra push here as an extra piece because of the nat 20 that I wasn't quite sure of how to get you other stuff on, but between Dredovex and Vorin, you would be able to figure out that they would be willing to do something for you.
Okay.
That's within their power to like help you. I don't know how else to really say it because that's how they would say it. But they would kind of like a favor is probably the best way of saying it.
Guys, if the ship can fly, they can take us to the fucking...
We need to get well enough here though, but yeah. And the dogs.
Yeah, so I think that's all I'm going to say for now. But you guys know that it will take the ship a bit of time to recover. Think of this as like... Think of this as like an iPad that you pull it out of a shelf that needs to be charged up for a while. You know what I mean? That's probably what's going on here.
My computer.
Oh, so that give us time to do other stuff, and suddenly you get a message, hey, it's ready to go. Save here for the point of no return kind of situation. I had to throw in a game reference. You know me.
I think, Dallan, did you say something really, really earlier on about Vioral, the other Mind Flayer? I think I remember you saying something about...
Yeah, I've mentioned him a couple times.
What was it specifically that you wanted to know about that?
I didn't want to know. I was just reminding people that we met a Mind Flayer.
Right, yeah. Okay.
And they seem similar in
When did we meet a
structure.
Mind Flayer?
Sardarok's fortress.
The dungeons of Sardarok.
There was one that was pretty much embarrassed
right.
and tied up at the foot of a statue of some deity.
We never did anything.
We
about
didn't
that.
do anything to him, right?
We just left him there. we
Yeah,
had
we
more
just left him
pressing.
there.
He was freed,
The
but
dragon was trying to kill
he was
stuff, so...
freed, I think, at that point.
Yeah, we loosed his chains, but we didn't wait for him or anything because we had to go kill a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else left here, Cari and I played the Dungeon Master and the Cleric Bard for you today. We had Breker playing a Paladin, Mesh playing a Rogue, Chalcedony playing a Fighter, Torterra playing the Ranger of Space.
Space Ranger.
Power Ranger.
Goldy played the Barbarian, and Vanvalor was enjoying his life as a Bard from space, but not from space. Or I should say the Bard of space and time, but not from space and time.
Right. Just around.
Oh my gosh, he's Buzz Lightyear. He's a space ranger.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, I'm really glad that I was able to run this for you guys. This is something that I've been wanting to run since I found this module. So you guys now have fucking space rifles. Those are insanely fun. If you can actually land a shot with them. Effectively, you will not have the ability to get proficiency with them. It's like shooting a weapon without proficiency, but it's fucking cool. So anyways,
Need some luck.
I have to figure out if Mesh can get sneak attack on those this week or the next 2 weeks, and we'll see.
You don't need accuracy with explosive rounds.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if it's 300 feet away, they have no idea it's coming. It has to be sneak attack.
Yeah, well, you're not quite sure on the range testing yet. You haven't done that yet, so. But anyways.
But I checked it on D&D Beyond, but besides that, I don't know it in character.
Yeah. So anyways, I think that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on the VOD squad, we appreciate you. Thanks for watching the archives. I'll try to upload the highlight at some point. I'm tired. We appreciate you guys. Anything you guys want to say?
Boo razzle.
Well said.
I didn't do it.
All right, goodbye, everybody.
Is it Saturday yet?
No.
Yanni.
Yeah.
We literally cannot do it this Saturday.
It's Sunday for me.
There you go.
All right, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for next Icewind deal. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.